Hey guys, here we are for the Pennzoil Cup Series for Race 10 at Dover International Speedway. This is the second race past the halfway point of the season, and we are getting down to the final couple races that will decide our chase, as after this race is completed, there will be only 6 races left to determine our chase grid after the All-Star race. Anyways, we're just going to jump right in on here and get our starting lineup, starting with Webster Zygarde, your points leader, on the front row, with Cody Russell last week's winner on his outside, and Big Motorsports decides to fill the rest of their cars in row 2 with Derek Petrie and Michael Kraft. Row 3 has Nick Purcell as your Martinsville winner and Jack Newman on his outside. Row 4 has Jay Durrell and Zach Cars in the number 98. Row 5, Jake Booker and Kevin Ulrich in the 34 car, good starting spot for him. Row 6 has Giovanni Barraza and Ryan Dunn, your California winner. Row 7, Art Chassain and Brian Lenning, good starting spot for Tanker Motorsports driver 2. Row 8, AJ Davidson and Aaron Lukes for JT Motorsports. Row 9 has Zach Komoski, Daytona winner, and Brian Boone in the Bad Dad Racing car. Row 10 also has a Bad Dad Racing car of Kyle Singer and Cooper Sauron with a good starting spot. Row 11, Jay Barker and Daniel Voiles looking for a good comeback this week. Row 12, Kyle Collins and Michael Jones. Collins looking for a good run after numerous bad runs. Row 13, Addison Steinbach and Nikita Rizkov, making 2 races in a row now. Row 14, Nicholas Smudio and David Barraza looking for a good finish as well this weekend. Row 15 has both the Hoffman Motorsports guys, Gary Weaver and Blaine Keys. Row 16, Sergio Alonso, 2 weeks ago he won Talladega, and Jose Viquez on his outside. Row 17, Chloe Baker and Brock McMahon, who's been slowly climbing up the Rookie of the Year points. Row 18, Jesse Dalton finally making another start, and Joseph Strigley in the number 1. Row 19, Eric Willis in that 68 car, and Michael Krister in the 79. Row 20 is Andrew Jordan and Ethan McDowell, the Estonian driver. And finally, row 21 finds Callum Wood, your points leader, and Ryan Kendall in the 56 car. Here are your people that did not make the race, and we are just about set to get this race going underway. The green flag is out. Here we are, first racing for 75 laps here at Dover. As the field makes the dive down into turn 1, Webster Zygarde is going to pull ahead of Cody Russell, who's starting on the outside. Derek Petrie is going to get a good shove to the 12 car and push the 12 car up to the outside. Derek Petrie now going to try to make a look on the inside with help from Nick Purcell in the 00 car. Derek Petrie, if you remember, just came up short last year at this track, just could not finish the race off like he wanted it to though, and had to forfeit the win to Jacob Tube in the 42 car. So the 53 car kind of looking for redemption here and try to get his first win here at Dover and his first one of the season. We already got accidents in the back though. Andrew Jordan going around. No caution will be displayed though. That was a close call as the 10 car gets turned by the 04 car. I saw the 8 with some damage. But man, that's going to drop those cars far back early on. Going to have to hope for a caution. Cody Russell currently makes his way up to second though. We obviously talked about Big Motorsports being a very hot team this weekend, starting second, third, and fourth on the track. Obviously, Aaron Allen did not qualify for the race, which has been a reoccurring factor, one of the least qualifying drivers in the series. But Cody Russell just got his first win. Actually, if you count the duels, he got his second win, but currently still running up front, running in second. But you can see his teammate Derek Petrie getting overtaken by Jake Booker in the 5. Here's the other car that actually was in that top 4, but has dropped back immensely. This is the 11 of Michael Kraft. Now, news was released from Michael Kraft himself. He will not be returning to the series after Season 2, unfortunately, as he has described he has gotten a new ride in a higher tier series, most likely generalizing about the K&N Pro Series. We're going to have to see as news continues to flow in about this move. Says Yamaha will be going with him too, so we're going to have to see who fills in for the 11 next year for Big Motorsports. Problems already early on for Jay Durrell. The Fitzwater Australia Racing car looking for a comeback to last year. Remember, he got taken out in the first lap of the race, already with problems here again. Dover, not his best track in the world, I guess. But Jake Booker has gotten around Cody Russell and is now pulling up to the back of the points leader, Webster Zygarde. That P&G Chevy has not really been out front too often, but if you think of top 5, you've definitely seen him up there before. That 12 car has just been incredibly quick in these past 10 races, and it's definitely put on a show as the 12 car pulling away in points as well. You see the 34 actually going to start to make his way to the front of the field too. We got a caution in the field. And it seems there's some wreckage on the front stretch. We're going to get a replay, but Webster Zygarde will continue to hold the lead as it stands. Here we're going to see Andrew Jordan's going to get collected in another mess with the 51 car almost going on, almost similar to what we saw in the first lap. However, that's not the problem. The 44 car is going to get down on the apron, kind of lose all of his momentum. You see all these cars going by that was held up in the first lap, and going by, the 44 thinks it's clear, just right up in front of the 04 car. 99 with some huge damage. The 10 car is involved in another accident. The 71, the 8 car with a ton of damage as well. And that's at least 8 cars involved in that wreck. You see, that's a big break for Jay Darrell as he'll be put one lap down after this one. You see, just comes up in front of the 04 car. And the 1 car, Joseph Strigley, is involved. Wow, the 25 just slipped through that narrow gap. He'll be able to get through that unscathed. Green flag will be back out, and you see the 43 car now in front of the 12. He is currently on the lead lap as it stands right now, and that 43 car just has to keep in front of the 12, and if they get another caution, he'll be back on the lead lap. But as we saw, the 12 car is really quick. Look at the pass to the inside. Derek Petrie and the 53 car is going to the inside, trying to take the lead. Giovanni Barraza is going to stick his nose down there. The TSW Chevy qualified 12th, I believe, for this race. And a very good qualifying position. Obviously, just having these 2 cars back in the race, Giovanni Barraza and David Barraza, is a good step up for them after Talladega. They are the 2 cars that finished 41st and 42nd, if you remember. So currently, that 92 car is trying to get a good run at it today. They are actually contending for the top 20 in points though as it stands. Definitely a step up from last year as well. So Giovanni Barraza going for the lead. That 92 car is up front and running well. Obviously, Barraza Inc. is a family-owned team, and it would be nice to see him win a race, as he is currently winless this season. Arsha Sain in the 24 car is driving for the winner from last year. Jacob 2 Motorsports has been a big team as of recently. Both of their cars are currently in the chase as it stands, Arsha Sain and Aaron Lukes. But these 2 drivers currently starting to fall back as it is right now. They got to last for 6 more races, and how tight the points are right now, it's almost hard to. Here's the other car, Aaron Lukes, not doing as well as Arsha Sain, but as we remember, Jacob 2 actually raced a Ford, so if you go back to that race, this Ford's first victory in the series, which should come a few more later after that in the series, but it was definitely a monumentous moment for Tektronix Motorsports that doesn't exist now, and Ford itself as a manufacturer. So a lot of good memories going back to last year at Dover, but currently we're seeing a lot of racing up here, and definitely a good race playing out right now. Eric Willis in the 68 car has 2 races left until his contract expires, this being one of them. It'll end after Pocono next week, so the 68 car will be rerun by Rick Witt, who's been on I believe it's almost a 7 race break now after breaking his arm I believe it was at Michigan, yeah. But we see a different car up front. We have a lead change as Brian Lenning in the Hershey Chevy will find himself out front after passing Barraza. You see the 43 car has gone a lap down, so hopes of him making back on the lead lap has kind of stopped for now. Derek Petrie still finds himself up front in the Heineken Chevy, but Barraza's still holding it tight up front. In the back, oh, they're getting it together, and the 24 is going to dump the 17 in the wall. Caution is now out in the huge wreck for the 79 car, the 60, and the 9 car is going to pile in there. Eric Willis with a ton of damage. And this is bad. I don't know what happened there. The 24 car and the 17 got together. they looked like they had it saved, but then the 24 just veered right back into traffic, into the 17 car. Almost looked like us saying, you know what, you're gonna come down here on me. Here's a replay. Yeah, they had it saved, but the 24 car just comes right back up into the 17 and turns them into the wall. I guess he was not pleased about the 17 almost wrecking him out, but then right there, he just wrecked them both out. And Hossein, I don't know what he was doing, but wow, just bad moves on both of them, as the 17 could have given a little space there. Green flag will be back out as the 64 car of Jesse Dalton is going to hold up the outside line. You see Jay Durrell, Andrew Jordan, and Ethan McDowell, all lap down cars, are going to go right on by the leaders. This is their chance to get back on the lead lap, as all of them are currently one lap down. 64 car, the 10 is going to drop to pit road. 64 car gets put a lap down, to the 44 car also going to get moved out of the way. The 92 just separating these lap cars and going through them, but you see Jay Durrell, obviously no wrecks. It's just been a dismal day for him, but we got a caution on the track. We're gonna have to take a look at what happened here. We're gonna be following Jack Newman, and oh man, almost a similar situation like we've been seeing. Just gonna fade right up into the 8 car, and just gonna collect Nikita Rizkov, and Aaron Leake's gonna get in there at the end. Another front end straightaway wreck, as we see. They've been many over the past week, but green flag will be back out in the air. Coincidentally, last year there was only one wreck, and that was at the very beginning of the race, so definitely more wrecks than we've already seen here at this track. Derek Petrie will continue to lead this race though, after taking it from the 22 car, but if you look in the back of the field, you cannot see Giovanni Barraza anywhere. This is because Giovanni had a terrible pit stop, and he got put all the way to the back of the field, and you can just barely see him at the tail end of the field there. But it's going to be a long way back for the number 92 car. Callum Wood was your Rookie of the Year points leader coming into this race. However, despite dodging most of the wrecks, being in a few, the 25 car has just been slow all day and definitely outweighed by his Double T Motorsports teammates looking to try to make a comeback. Well, we're looking at the 56 car and the 51. Also really good cars running this race, as they are running 7th and 8th at the stands, but the 92 car is just flying through this field. That TSW Chevy is now up from 16th to battling for 7th right now. Michael Jones also making his way up, as he pit from 18th, and now he's up to 9th, so that 47 car also making a run through the field. However, we got some changes at the front of the field as well. AJ Davidson in the Pennzoil Ford is going to take the lead, and that's the first time Jay Davidson has seen the lead, I believe, all season. But coming back up the track, you see another lap car, but also in the back, the 00 car of Nick Purcell's, the AOL Toyota, also making a move to the front. Nick Purcell's currently leads the most amount of DNFs with 5, and being a winner, it's almost like he's either a checkers or wreckers kind of guy. And well, we got a car turning into the inside wall. Caution is out again. This time it's Nikita Rizkov and Sergio Arvin Alonso in the Avis Chevy. Talladega was amazing, but 2 races following it have just been destructive for that 8 car. And another bad day for him, the 8 car this week. A lot of information surrounding that team, after a lot of controversial issues concerning his teammates, but more on that later. Green flag is back out again, this time for Davidson on the green flag as well. That 52 car, what a run he just got there. He's going to jump to the inside line, and the 10 car is pretty much going to hold up the entire inside line. You also notice Jay Durrell has managed to get hit back on the lead lap. Better late than never, I guess, but the 53 car trying to run down, going to run a little wide. Here comes Cody Russell on the inside, that 77 car back to 2nd place where he started the race. And Webster Zygarde has also found his way back to the front after falling back just a little bit. You see Brian Lenning back there, currently running 5th, but if you look just behind him, Giovanni Barraza is there, and he is catching up. That 92 car has just shown uncontestable speed. Look at him going for 4th right now underneath the 12 car. Your points leader, he's just going to dispatch him like nothing. And now he's going to have to get past the 2 big motorsports cars to have a chance to run down the 52 of AJ Davidson that's run away. 2 drivers that have had moderate success. Nothing real special. The 92 does have a win, actually. In his first race of his career, he got a win. and he hasn't really done more than that since. But the 52 car, his best place finish has been second, and that was at the track that we're going to next week at Pocono. Finished second in a drag race with Matt Hotchkiss. But the 92 car will get past the two Double T Motorsports cars. The two big Motorsports cars. What a run though for Giovanni Barrazzi. He's only got 10 laps though to pull it off and continue his streak of passing cars and get past the leader. Coming with a few laps to go here at the scene though, as Giovanni Barrazzi has pulled away from the big Motorsports guys, but that Mally Motorsports Ford, look at, he's just keeping the gap at bay. And Davidson is showing speed that no one else has seen all weekend. Oh no, we got a caution out on the track. And Davidson, I think that we're going to go to a green, white, checkered, or we might not. We're going to have to see, but this is Callum Wood. Brake problems as he's going to lock up the brakes. Caution comes out. But coming into the madness, Jack Newman and David Barrazzi are going to have contact, and they are going to spin out. We're going to go see what happened with them. It looks like Jack Newman on the inside doesn't know where the 25's going, comes back up the track, doesn't see the 71 car, just gets into him. Both of those drivers having terrible days, so nothing real changing there. But no green, white, checkered. It will end under caution as AJ Davidson will get the first win of his career, first win of this season, and it's going to definitely help out his chase hopes as he was pretty down low in the point standings as it stood before. But great run by AJ Davidson. Also, fun fact, this is the second win for Mally Motorsports as Sam Rogers got their first at Atlanta. As we look down the rest of the grid, Giovanni Barrazzi, great job for him. Only if he didn't have that bad pit stop, he might have won this race, but still, I'm sure that second is a good finish for him. Derek Petrie, Cody Russell, Webster Zagard, just your average drivers all day, just running up front all the time. Brian Lenning you could also consider there. But what about Zach Komoski out of nowhere, that Daytona winner? We didn't really know what was in store for him going into the season, but definitely he's been good. As we look down the middle grid, Michael Kraft, not a good race for him. Jesse Dalton, also not a good one for being back. And other notables, Aaron Lukes has the highest JT Motorsports car in the grid as it stands, as Arsha Sane didn't even finish the race. So not what Jacob 2 wanted to see after winning. He thought this was going to be a really hot track for him after winning on it last year. That was his own one and only win. And here are your guys that just had terrible days. Cooper Steinron, not what he wanted, not what he needed at all after consistently doing terrible for the past couple races, either being terrible on track or missing races, not what he wanted to do. Eric Willis obviously not making the most of this race, and Callum Wood is definitely going to lose the rookie of the year points lead after this race. And here's your point standings as they stand. Webster Zygard is going to hold on to the points lead. In fact, he's going to continue a dominating pull over his competitors with a 40-point lead over Cody Russell, who now jumps up to second. Derek Petrie in third, and look at that. Big Motorsports, second, third, and fourth, not only in qualifying this week, but coming out in the point standings. So Michael Kraft will drop 2 positions, but he still remains with his teammates up inside that top 4. And looking at the bottom grid, you see the cutoff line, 19, 20, 21, and 22. That is only 3 points that separate those 4 drivers, and if you just look up, it only gets even shorter. You see, actually, only one of the Double T Motorsports cars remains inside the top 20, and that's Jose Vequez right on the cut line. Daniel Boyles is still right up there as well. Giovanni Barrazzi, with that second place finish, is going to jump him up into the top 20. So good for him. And just like we suspected, Callum Wood is going to drop from the points lead, and Jose Vequez will take over up on top. Joseph Strigley is now in second after having a good start to the season. Hasn't gone well afterwards, but he's still up there competing with his 2 teammates for the title. Brock McMahon is 4th, Nikita Rizkov 5th, and Matthew Brown, after missing another race, is in 6th place in the points. The Pennzoil Cup Series will see you next time at Pocono. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.